Okay, so this is the last video I'm gonna do on the subject. I should have showed you, if I edited it correctly, I should have showed you how the Atomic Pi outputs amplified audio built in. It has a built-in amplifier using a 12-volt power supply. So 5 volt for everything else, 12 volt for just dedicated for the amplified audio. Now, I think I should be putting up the Aracde1up Legacy mod where we use the LCD converter amplified audio, so we get the on-screen display audio. That is nice because you get that visual feedback of the audio level. With the Atomic Pi, its audio output, you don't get that because we're using GPIO and a script to adjust the volume based on the volume knob. So using the stock volume, we can adjust the levels. But you, out of the box, well, nothing with the Atomic Pi out of the box, you'll get anything. But what we did find was a lightweight volume notification that gives you the on-screen display. So of the two where we do the soldering, actually the one with the Atomic Pi output in the amplified audio is the better one. Both solutions, you don't have to get a separate amplifier, because either you're using the LCD converter board amplified audio or you're using the Atomic Pi amplified audio. So in this video, I'm going to show you what the on-screen audio looks like. So my script, my volume control script, is increasing or decreasing the audio in steps of 10, right? And then it's doing the volume show through that API or that volume notification. So we have to compile it from source and then install it. But some, obviously a lot of things just don't work. We have to fix some things, but we got it working. It's working now. This on-screen audio, that's it. And that's basically one of the advantages of using the Atomic Pi as opposed to Raspberry Pi, because it's x86, you have a wider array of customizations, because it's just like Ubuntu, Debian, Linux. So you can install whatever packages you need to get the job done. So we're running OpenBox and then running Emulation Station or a track mode on top of OpenBox, right? So you get to do whatever you want, we have the ultimate control, and it's a single board computer, right? So that is the advantage here. You take control and call all the shots that need to be called, right? So that is the onboard or on-screen volume notification. Right, and then when we go all the way to mute, shows the mute. That is it in a nutshell. Okay, so here's just a quick comparison with the Midway Legacy. So this is the first Atomic Pi image that I did. As you can see, things are, always gotta check things. So what's different here is just the audio, right? So just look at the audio. So we have the speaker control, and we also have the volume control. All right, so the volume control is should be a GPIO on the back there, right? So these three, volume up, volume down, we map it into the Aracde1up and we use there should be a script under the Atomic Pi home directory scripts. That's volume. There's two. There's one a Python, and then there's one a bash script. And what that does, if you run the volume control, I guess in the Midway image, it's run as part of the bash profile. So as soon as the Atomic Pi is logged in, user's logged in, it will run that, and that runs in the background, and it just listens for the GPIO and increases, decreases the volume accordingly. I think I max it. I clamp it low and high so it doesn't go below or above a certain point. So the other difference here is the speaker. So we have the speakers just left and right coming out, and that goes into these RCA connectors, and this RCA connector is just a I believe it's female or male, let's see. So this is bare wire to RCA female, so bare wire over here, RCA female here, and then we have RCA male to mini jack, right? And that just plugs, as you can see, into the stock speakers, right? And that's it. So as far as, you know, there's no soldering needed. This is the easiest way because you're just making a couple connections. However, the setup is different in the software where you have to enable the Mayfield USB audio, and that was a pain in the ass to get that enabled and get that to be the default sync, because out of the box, nope. Right? But if you use that Midway image, then this will work. This method will work for you, right? We're coming straight back to the Aracde1up, no soldering needed, just the connections, right? Volume connections here, speaker connections there, right? And that's the only difference, right? Well, I guess the other difference is we need 12 volt. So this wire here brings the 12 volts, right? So we're taking 12 volts. We have all these little connections, right? So we're bringing 12 volts into this connector here instead of the barrel jack, right? And then we are taking 5 volts on this side. So this black is 5 volts. The middle, I guess, the white is the negative, right? We kind of got that backwards, but it doesn't matter, right? And then yeah, that's the difference there between using the soldering on the back of that LCD menu control thing and using the amplified stereo output and making that connection, as opposed to using the Atomic Pi stereo output amplified audio. So you provide the 12 volts to the Atomic Pi, so 12 volts and 5 volts. We have 12 volts on the left, as you can see, 5 volts on the right, middle's the ground or the negative, and the Atomic Pi provides the audio for you, and you use that script. So you can, if you like Python, you can use Python. If you like Bash, I'm not a big Python. I don't even know how complete that script is, but the Bash script, that's the one I use, and that works just fine. So same kind of connections needed, right? So this is a little bit more janky. This is my first foray into the Atomic Pi, but same thing. You need that. You have to have this because the Atomic Pi is a 5 volt, and we're bringing 12 volts in. Unless you bring 5 volts in, but then you need to you need 12 volts and 5 volts. So you need to figure that out. Whatever voltage you want to bring in. So that's it. That is the difference here between audio coming out of the LCD converter board and audio coming out of the Atomic Pi itself. Right? just a small update, you know. So you could choose whichever one's easier. One, you have to do some soldering. You know, if you're not comfortable with soldering, here's the alternative, right? Just some wire you get off of Amazon, right? One is connected here, so bare wire to female RCA, male RCA to mini audio, right? So it's male RCA to female mini audio, and then obviously the Aracde1up has a male jack there, so that just mates, right? So that's how you do it. I thank you for watching. Stay tuned.